like I said, I don't have a game I want to cover in depth, but I do have something else I want to cover.
Television!
Well, that's a new one.
Yeah.
Haven't had that one since we talked about Doctor Who. In 2009.
Wow, those are the days. Anyway, wait, was it 2009? I'm trying to remember when Amy Pond was.
Wait, no.
Did we ever get around to editing that one, or did I cancel it then? But anyway...
Actually, I don't think that one ever saw the light of day.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, getting the train back on track. As our babbling and the title implies, this is where we talk about television programs, or to be more specific in my case, a Japanese television program, because I decided to give something a try after having a look at Evangelist's videos on that guy with the glasses, as well as seeing the small chunks of the fandom for it. Out of curiosity, I've decided to check out, oh boy, I'm going to regret saying this, Kamen Rider.
I don't know much about it. If you're going to regret saying it, I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, the thing, there are a lot of fans, but I should point out that for those of you who don't know, Kamen Rider is essentially Power Rangers. It's exactly the same type of genre as Power Rangers. In fact, for anyone who remembers the series Masked Rider, that was a, quite frankly, terrible adaptation of one of those series.
And just to take a guess, are you going to go straight to hell for saying that it's like Power Rangers, or is that just certain fandoms?
Probably. Like I said, I don't know that much about Kamen Rider either. Like I said, this is my first series, so I have no idea how the fandoms are, but probably someone will kill me for putting it on the same level as Power Rangers, but it's true.
Yeah, there's always someone anyway.
Yeah, but to be more specific, like Power Rangers, or these more recent ones, there have been several different incarnations of the heroes. The one I decided to check out was just because like I said, I had seen a few clips of Evangelist's reviews, and one of the things that intrigued me was that it was kind of like Power Rangers, but with a detective twist, and that is Kamen Rider W. And a small disclaimer, because whilst I don't know much about it, I've seen this much from stuff like TV tropes, etc., and for goodness sake, people, it's Kamen Rider W, not Kamen Rider Double. Just because the Japanese pronounce the word W as double, that does not mean it's double, for crying out. I mean, even in Japanese, it's got the W letter as a symbol. What the hell is that? What the hell do you think it means?
Oh, some people are just so obsessed about Japanese culture they'll do that.
Yeah, anyway, I should probably give some context of what the show is about. So,
Kamen Rider W focuses around two detectives, Shotaro and Philip.
Wait, Shotaro and Phil? Aerith and Bob much?
to be fair, that guy's the only one with an English name, and he's not quite human, because, as I'll get into...
Shotaro is the student of a legendary PI who is now dead, and Philip is this living encyclopedia that Shotaro once rescued from a lab. The two of them and their landlady Akiko, the PI's daughter by a sheer coincidence, all run this detective agency solving crimes involving dope-huds. People who have been given superhuman powers by USB sticks, I mean Gaia memories, yeah that's it. However, on hand to stop them is Shotaro and Philip, who by contrast can use a device called a lost drive to combine two Gaia memories and their own souls together into one being called W in order to fight the dope hunters as well as solve crimes. So,
the gist of the series is it's about two detectives solving crimes and then transforming into a superhero to kick the ass of monsters.
Which, admittedly, sounds kinda cool.
Yeah, it honestly is very cool. I mean, once you get past the incredibly cheesy aspects, as well as the sneaking realization in the back of your mind, wait a minute, this show is trying to sell me toys. Once you get past that, it really is a lot of fun. In fact, mostly because of its cheesiness. In fact, as the height of all of this cheesiness, the reason why I mock the Gaia memories being USB sticks is because not only does everyone transform by placing them into a slot either on their body or in the lost driver, but every time they do that, they have to press a small button on the said USB stick, which then shouts out a word in English based on the element. Like, for example, W is a combination of two elements, so every time they activate them, there's always this cheesy announcer voice going, Cyclone! Joker! And every single time they perform the final finish move, they'll have something like, Joker! Maximum Drive! So pretty much in every single battle, there will always be cheesy, over-the-top English shouting every 5 minutes.
Oh, wow. Man, I can smell the ham from here.
Oh yeah, there is a lot of ham in this show. That's part of the reason what makes it so fun, honestly.
Yeah, ham is usually fun.
Yeah, in fact, just to give an idea of how crazy awesome it is, the second episode ends with a battle with someone who's transformed into a T-Rex, who has somehow managed to climb a rooftop and is then fighting Kamen Rider W, who is on a flying motorcycle.
Wow. 1 minute processing that.
Yeah, it's unbelievably cheesy fun, and the negative twist adds a lot of interesting features to the show that make it stand apart from, well, other Power Rangers type shows. For example, because they're detectives, they get to add in a mystery element, so whilst they will fight the Opans or monster, however you want to call them, once every episode, there's always this mystery about who the Oppan is, because it's not just a generic monster or alien that's just come out of nowhere. It's someone who's using this power for a purpose, so they're often having to try and track him down, looking for any kind of clues in their fighting style or what they're saying as they're fighting him or that kind of thing. So that always makes it a lot of fun, and every single story is a two-parter, so there's always some cliffhanger at the end of every single episode that keeps you coming back.
Okay, yeah, I admit, that's good. That sets it apart from most of the Power Rangers-esque shows I've seen.
Yeah. Also, with the whole detective element, it kind of makes the villains more interesting because, put simply, the best way to describe the villains are a crime family, essentially. It's a father and his two daughters, both of which are not only extremely powerful, but they have like incredibly powerful industries. Like one guy owns a museum, one of the daughters owns a business company, another daughter is like this famous radio DJ and that. So it kind of has that whole sinister mafia sense, like they're pulling strings behind everything that's going on in the town. And it's kind of hard to describe, but it's kind of interesting seeing villains in that light, rather than just sort of being generic forces who want to take over the world for no apparent reason, of course, you know.
Yeah. Of course. Anyway. Yeah, I definitely agree, and I have to say, personally, I love chess master villains anyway, so that sounds like it would appeal to me.
Indeed, and they also have a lot of side characters who act as their own chess masters, because recently they just introduced a character. I won't spoil who he is, and it has nothing to do with the fact that I forget his name offhand. No, sorry. He's also trying to pull his own strings to try and overthrow the father so that he becomes head of the crime family as well. So it's kind of like chess masters against chess masters as well as the villains. So while there's a separate plot with the heroes, there's usually another separate plot going on with the villain, which again makes for some really great stories sometimes.
Wow, that's like extra layers on a sprite in Photoshop.
Right. Now I should probably bring up some negatives, and, well, the first thing that comes to mind is, like I said, it's fun, but it can't really escape the fact of what it is. Like I said, it's a show for older children and selling toys, so every once in a while, weird gadgets will just come out of nowhere, and they will be used to pretty much defeat any enemy for the next few episodes. Like, one of them was the anti-hero who eventually arrives, called Kamen Rider Axel. And the first few episodes or stories, they're just really unbearable because they try to hype up how cool this guy is, how really awesome Kamen Rider Axel is. Like, look at him, he has these series of powers which make W look absolutely useless by comparison. And it's really frustrating because you can tell what it is. Thankfully, it calms down after those few stories, and it's now gotten more balanced in terms of who gets the screen time and who gets to defeat one enemy, etc, etc. But it is really ridiculous when you get to the main final fight and W, you know, the main hero of the story, is basically just standing on the sidelines while the anti-hero takes care of everything.
Well, I'm glad it gets better because, a story that just docks all attention for everything else to put the spotlight almost entirely on an anti-hero. Where have I heard that before? Naruto.
Yeah. Yeah, thankfully it's not quite that bad. It gets better after a few episodes, and Shotaro still gets to do the detective stuff, but yeah, for those few episodes it is really frustrating. It doesn't help the fact that Terry Ryu, the secret identity of Kamen Rider Axel, his entire character, just the way he acts, is just incredibly hammy on its own. I mean, he has the generic, someone killed my family, now I'm out for revenge kind of thing, you know, the anti-hero. Now, I already talked about this to Sven, but I might as well explain this because he still does it in later episodes, and it's still hilarious. It's pretty much, whenever anyone transforms, or at least using the Lost Driver to Kamen Riders, they yell henshin, which means transform. If Shotaro and Philip, all I had to do is yell, Henshin, then stick it into the driver, and then the announcer would go, Cyclone, Joko, and then they transform. But for some reason, whenever he transforms, Seri Ryu has to do this incredibly ridiculous thing where it's kind of hard to describe about using images, but basically his entire face is scrunched up with anger and tension, and he will go, Head! Shin!
Well, to put that another way, he's so much of a ham, he's the entire pig. I got to use it!
Hooray! Actually, it's even more hilarious because actually in the episode that I just watched this morning, they both transformed at the same time, and Otomo were just so quick and efficiently whilst he's still doing the ham that it was just hilarious comparing the two different dials because it literally ended up going like this. Hen! Henshin! Shin!
Oh my god. Wow, this series sounds so cheesy, I want to check it out.
Indeed. I definitely recommend it on that alone. There's one more negative element I have to cover, which is, unfortunately, the female lead. Akiko, the boss's daughter and landlady, like with Teru Ryu, she gets better over time, but in the first few episodes, she's absolutely unbearable. She is the generic example of the Smurfette principle of, oh, we need a girl, here we go, here she is, she's one of the main characters, we don't have to do much with her, do we? She basically just sort of stands around asking dumb questions, screaming at anything. At one point, she really obvious damsel in distress, so it just gets frustrating, and again, she spends most of the time screaming, so it's actually painful listening to her, and she also has this really annoying catchphrase that she keeps using every once in a while, I did not hear anything about this, and also this really unfunny running joke where she keeps hitting people with a slipper.
Well, in short, be prepared for bad character writing and bring earplugs.
Yeah, like I said, she does get better, and she does actually have some good castle moments later on, but yeah, on the first few episodes or so, yeah, she really is annoying. Just be careful is all I'll say.
Well, that is, like I said, the reason why people have invented earplugs.
Yeah, that is true. Those are really small nitpicks overall. I still really enjoy Kamen Rider W. If you can tolerate cheesy ham, if you can sit through Power Rangers or anything like that, then yeah, you will definitely enjoy Kamen Rider W. Whether or not I'll check out other Kamen Rider series is yet to be seen. I'm on about episode 32 at the moment, and I'm only just halfway there in terms of the episode count. So I've still got to finish the series off first, but even then, it's mostly the detective element that keeps me coming back. I'm not sure if I'll watch it just for a typical superhero show. I'll think about it, I'll just say that much. If you are curious, check out www.tvniho.com, that's Nihon. And that website has not only Kamen Rider W, but several other, I think you could call them tokusatsu shows, subtitled and available as direct downloads or torrents, depending on which suits you.
You know, whenever I get bored, I might do that, because I haven't found any very remotely decent anime lately. I'll just remember to bring earplugs and be prepared for gratuitous English. Hey, at least, I suspect at least, it's better than the Hellsing Ultimate OVA.
Oh god, yeah, they haven't they haven't tried to do entire sentences in English, and they're not Bible quotes.
Yeah. I swear to God, I will never forget that.
Neither will I, not after you show me that clip. Yeah, the English only comes down to phrases like, nobody's perfecto. It's
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, that's definitely better than... Well, I'm not even going to attempt to imitate Nerea Wakamoto.
Oh, but I am. He who does not worship the Lord, Jesus Christ.
Dear God, you did it so perfectly.
Yeah, it's nowhere near as badly as that.
Thank God. I sense irony in that, given it was just a Bible quote.
Although, hilariously, again, I've already told Sven this, but there's one character who, to show that she's come back from America, they have her throw English sentences every once in a while, and she's possibly my favourite character in terms of hamminess, because she is prone to really bad English, especially when she's angry. There's one moment where she just screams, "Damn it!"
Oh. Well, if nothing else, it certainly has a certain arm charm to it.
Indeed, indeed.